Ever feel like you're just drifting, unsure of which way to go? Well, today we are diving deep into the wisdom of author Robert Greene to map out a personal journey. This is a quest to find that one thing that gives your life real meaning and a clear direction. So, let's get started. You see, for Robert Greene, purpose isn't some lofty, out-of-reach idea. It's a tool, a really practical one. He calls it the most marvelous piece of internal radar that you can have. I love that. Think of it like a built-in GPS that cuts through all the noise, makes your decisions way simpler, and focuses all your energy. So if we all have this potential radar, why do so many of us feel like we're flying blind? Well, in our world today, we're just bombarded with information, with opinions, with expectations. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed, like we're lost at sea without a map. And Greene's diagnosis for this is just fascinating. He argues that when we're kids, we have these really clear impulse voices. You know, the things that just scream, "I love this," or "I hate that." But then, over time, the noise from everyone else, our parents, our teachers, society, it just gets louder and louder, and it drowns out our own voice. And that's what leaves us feeling so confused as adults. But here's the good news. There is a way back. This whole quest for purpose, it isn't about inventing something totally new out of thin air. No, it's actually a process of rediscovery. It's about finding that inner compass that's been there all along, pointing you toward what you were naturally drawn to from the very beginning. And this right here, this is the absolute heart of Greene's philosophy. Think about it. Your DNA, your unique experiences, they've created something that has never existed before and will never exist again. You. And that uniqueness isn't just some fun fact. It's your greatest source of power. To ignore it, he says, is the absolute worst thing you can do. So how do we actually do this? Greene suggests we become archaeologists of our own past. Step 1, go back and recall those early impulse voices. What were you obsessed with as a kid? For Greene, it was words. For Einstein, believe it or not, it was a compass. Step 2, identify your natural intelligence. Do words light you up? Or is it patterns? Or moving your body? Step 3, you have to consciously tune out the noise from other people. And finally, step 4, listen for that physical, visceral connection, that feeling deep in your gut that just says, yes, this is it. Okay, so once you start hearing that inner voice again, you face a new challenge. You've got to learn how to tell it apart from all the other noise vying for your attention. And this is where Greene makes a really crucial distinction between what he calls the real and the false sublime. Now, he argues that all of us are wired for the sublime. These are experiences that pull us out of our day-to-day grind and connect us to something bigger, something more meaningful. You know that feeling of awe when you watch a perfect sunset, or that deep satisfaction when you finally master a new skill? Yeah, that's the sublime. In this slide lays out the difference perfectly. The real sublime, that comes from inside you. It's that lasting, transformative feeling you get from deep learning, from being creative. But the false sublime, that comes from the outside. It's the quick, fleeting, addictive rush you get from things like online arguments, mindless shopping, or drugs. One connects you to your life's purpose, the other completely disconnects you from yourself. All right, so you've done the deep inner work. You have a sense of your direction. Fantastic. But your quest for purpose, it doesn't happen in a bubble, right? To actually succeed, you have to learn how to navigate the messy, complex social world we all live in. And one of the most vital tools for this is what Greene calls power. Now hang on, this isn't about dominating people. Not at all. It's about having a degree of control over your own life and your environment, and the ability to influence things to get to where you want to go. It's a neutral skill, and honestly, a necessary one for anyone trying to build something meaningful. So why is this so important? Because let's be real, people are complicated. As Greene puts it, they wear masks. They have hidden agendas. To make your way in the world without getting constantly sidetracked, you absolutely have to understand the unspoken language of human behavior. The key is learning to read the nonverbal cues, the stuff people say without saying anything at all. Greene gives some awesome practical tips here. Watch for that fake smile that just vanishes in a split second. Notice the dead eyes that look right through you instead of at you. Pay attention to where someone's feet are pointing. It'll often tell you where they'd rather be. These little signals can tell you way more than words ever will. So while this whole quest for purpose is a deeply personal journey, having the right person by your side can make all the difference in the world. Greene suggests we look for a co-adventurer, someone to share the path with.
Greene's advice here is so simple but so powerful. He basically says don't build a partnership on superficial stuff like looks or status. It won't last. A real, lasting connection has to be built on a much, much deeper foundation, a shared set of core values, and a character that truly aligns with yours.
So, what are the signs of this deep connection? Well, look for things like a shared primal connection. Maybe you both had a deep love for animals that goes way back to childhood. Are your values aligned on the big stuff, like money or what a good life looks like? Do you actually find the same things funny? And is their character consistent, or do they become a different person depending on who they're with? These are the real clues to a partnership that can truly last. So let's bring it all together. The journey to find your purpose starts by looking inward to find that unique voice you were born with. Then you learn to separate that true signal from all the noise and distractions. You arm yourself with some social intelligence, and you seek out a partner who shares your deepest values. The path is there. So the only thing left to ask is the question on the screen. What is your first step?